Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna take a look at the Power Trim Xpress from Mark 7 Reloading. Hey guys, Gavin here from ultimatereloader.com. What I have here is the Power Trim Xpress from Mark 7 Reloading. We're gonna get this installed on a manual reloading press, and I think we'll do some 223 to 300 Blackout conversion to test this bad boy out. So I'm gonna waste no time and get things out of the box. Okay, so here's what we have. We have the power supply and variable speed controller. We have the vacuum adapter, the motor assembly. This brushless DC motor gives you more torque compared to a comparable AC motor and is incredibly thin. So in a progressive press application, it takes up only one die station. We have the adapter flange. This should screw into our trim die. Yes, indeed. The trim die and the extended shell holder are sold separately. We've got the mounting screws for the adapter flange, the power cord, and this appears to be a 2-flute, 3/8 inch solid carbide end mill. So that's what's in the box. Next, I'm going to get a press set up and we'll put everything together and convert some brass. Okay, so things are roughly set up. Let me go over what I just did. So I'm using an inline fabrication ultra mount. We've got the Lyman Victory press. We've got the extended shell holder and the 300 Blackout trim die. I did a rough positioning of the die by doing some sizing of 223 with it, and I checked with the comparator gauge to see where our shoulder was at, and we're within a couple few thousandths. So I then installed the cutter onto the motor. There's a collet there. Used a couple wrenches to tighten that down. And then installed the motor head on top of the trim die. And we've screwed that in a few turns there. Plugged in the power supply and speed controller. There's 2 plugs here that come from the motor. And so there's a switch at the back. You'll hear a fan come on like that. And then we can turn it on. That's max speed. Holding it because I don't have it clamped down here yet. So yeah. So what's next is I'm going to screw the die down until we get to the appropriate trim length, and then we're going to be ready to convert some 223 to 300 Blackout. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so we took an initial cut, and I figured that I needed to take 156 thou off. I calculated I've got 50 thousandths of an inch drop for each turn of the motor down onto the die. I took it 3 turns. We have 6 thousandths left to go. So we're literally down to the appropriate thousandth of an inch on our estimate there, which I totally love. So in order to do that, supposing it's okay if we go a little bit too far, we're just going to turn it a little bit further down like that. I zeroed these calipers on a piece of factory brass, so that's how I arrived at that particular length. Let's see what happens now. Hear that little bit? That was our little bit there. Looks really nice. We're within 1,000th of an inch. Excellent. So we had set our shoulder bump. Let's double check that number as well. If our shoulder bump and our trim length are correct, then that means that we are appropriately dialed in. So I'm going to take my headspace comparator, zero it on this known good factory ammo. And then let's see where we're at. 0, look at that. So we're dead on with our headspace. We're dead on with our length. That means we're ready for some trimming. Okay, so we had our die set up, and once the die and trimmer head heights are all appropriately confirmed, which I do with not only the calipers, but also a case gauge. This is a Sheridan slotted gauge. It's kind of cool because you can see what's going on in here. We have in other videos pointed out that with 300 Blackout, you want to use a gauge or ammo checker that uses SAMI specifications for the entire chamber portion, including the neck. Now, Lyman gauges do that. I've confirmed. I didn't have a Lyman gauge for this, so we've got the Sheridan slotted gauge. We have the appropriate shoulder bump, which we've confirmed with our headspace comparator, and that is set with the overall die height. We have the appropriate trim to length, the overall length of the case, which is the height of the motor, and there's a separate lock nut for that. So with all that, everything set and confirmed, we attach the vacuum adapter, and this is going to take the chips and suck them away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the unit, and then we'll turn on, let's see, get this on. There we go. So back switch, front switch are on. Trimmer is running. I'm going to start the shop vac to suck away all the chips, and we'll trim our cases. So there we go. We've got a bunch of converted 300 Blackout cases that we were able to use common commodity 223 cases to convert from. This Imperial case sizing wax works really good for that forming process. And this is just really, really fast compared to some of the other types of tools and techniques that you could use to convert 223 to 300 Blackout. With this trimmer and optimized cutter geometry, what's really impressive is the quality of the finish of the cuts and the consistency of the length of the cuts. So I hope this was helpful. This gives you kind of an overview of the Power Trim Xpress. We've got the Lyman Victory, and again, this could be a great setup on a progressive press. We still need to decap these because a case forming and trim die does not decap. So on a progressive press like our Apex 10, for instance, with an auto drive, we could pour in a whole bunch of 223 and have converted 300 Blackout coming off, which I think is absolutely awesome. So either with a single stage press like this or on a progressive, this Power Trim Xpress is going to make your life a lot easier and a lot better. Here's what I'd like to know from you is, what do you think about the Power Trim Xpress, and are you converting 223 to 300 Blackout? Tell me what you're doing it with and what kind of results you're getting. Are you running a Power Trim Xpress on a progressive? Tell us all about it. Drop that comment and we'll start a discussion. I hope this video has been useful. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. If you want to learn lucrative gunsmithing like what I show here on the channel, including building custom rifles and Cerakote plus a whole bunch more, you're going to want to check out the Colorado School of Trades, schooloftrades.edu. Thanks again for watching.